Welcome to episodes of r/slash pettyrevenge, where we share stories of small victories over those who've wronged you. This is TNA, top-notch audio. Sit back and get ready for some fantastic, funny stories. And at the end of these stories, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for sure. Now, on to the stories. And this story is posted by u/who killed Samantha. I let my brother wash his hair with Summer's Eve. For those of you who don't know, Summer's Eve is a soap for women's intimate parts. It's supposed to be gentler than real soap and aid in cleansing a little better than just water. My 20th brother, 17, is one of the most spoiled, entitled boys I've ever met. He acts like the world owes him for his existence, and living with him is like constantly walking on eggshells. He always gets what he wants, and he always gets his way. He has all of his own things and refuses to share, despite having no problem taking from the rest of us. This includes personal hygiene products. He is extremely wasteful, so he gets all of his own things. I share with the two youngest siblings and sometimes guests. There have been times where he accused me of using his products and blew up. I swear you think I stole money by the way he acts. I'll admit to using a shared shaving cream once or twice, but never anything else. After the way he blew up, I never touched the shaving cream again. Last summer, my boyfriend left the shaving cream here during a visit, and my brother finished it. He never asked for permission, and he knew it was my boyfriend's. He would get it out of my side of the cabinet and use so much of it each time he shaved. I was pissed, but my boyfriend didn't mind. I just started keeping his stuff in my room when he left things behind. After that, I left my shower items in my room. Recently, I figured that now he has had 2 bottles of shampoo and body and face wash. He wouldn't touch mine, so I began leaving my things in the shower, including an expensive shampoo prescribed from my doctor for an ongoing skin condition. I'm only supposed to use it once a week, but I noticed it going pretty quickly. I brushed it off. Earlier, my brother and I were bickering, and he brought up the fact that I recently bought stuff for my mom and boyfriend, some expensive-ish lotion, but not for him. I mentioned that I wasn't obliged to get him anything, especially when he never bothers getting anything for anyone else. He threw back, "That's why I only use your things." I decided to teach him a lesson or whatever, and I left my Summer's Eve bottle in the shower. I had taken off the label months prior because I didn't need my roommates knowing I was using this product. After he showered, he came and sat with my mom, dad, and I. I instantly recognized the smell, as it has a nice lavender scent, and he had quite obviously used a lot of it. I asked him what he used to wash his hair, and he said he used my shampoo with a cocky attitude. I explained to him that it was, in fact, bad soap. He flipped shite and called me stupid among other things, but I wasn't fazed. At least he learned not to touch my stuff. My mom thought it was funny, but my dad is pissed that I let his poor boy wash his hair with bad soap. He told me that I shouldn't be greedy with my other products, even though I am the one who paid for them in the first place. I'm not sorry. And this story is posted by u/fartingfv kingfingers. Humiliate me in front of my classmates? I'ma prove you wrong in front of the staff teachers. I live in Bangalore City in India. The school system here is till 10th grade, then we have +2 grades in PU college, pre-university, for all the foreign readers. So this happened 5 years ago when I was in 8th grade. Our class teacher for the year taught us physics. She always had this passive-aggressive hatred toward me for no good reason. She used to mock me a lot and punish me. She once made me write, "I am sorry, ma'am, I won't do it again," 150 times. Yeah, I know, pretty childish, for arguing with her in class over a problem, although she was in the wrong. I started staying quieter in class to not get her attention. We had just got over with our midterms, and I expecting a rather decent score. She evaluated our papers pretty quickly and let us know the marks in her class. Now, I had got some 70% in her subject, physics, but she started calling me out and saying that I am a failure and that I don't give enough attention to her class, that I was raised wrong, and that all this negligence in academics come from bad parents. She went on to say I wouldn't even pass the 10th board exam if I kept doing this, not kissing her butt and agreeing with whatever she thought was right, even though there were a lot others who had scored less than me. This was it. I was on the verge of crying, but somehow held myself together till the end of class. I decided that I need to take revenge, but by not arguing or causing a scene. No. but by providing her own words about me wrong. So for the next 2 years, my only goal was to improve my academics, mostly physics. I was a pretty average student till then. So once the 10th board exams was over, we got our results soon enough, and lo and behold, I had got a perfect score in physics and an all-around score of about 96%. In our school, there is a tradition to give the teachers sugary sweets after the results as a way of thanking them. So I went to the school having purchased a box of Kaju barfi, an Indian sweet, and went straight to her staff room on the 3rd floor. There were all the teachers that had taught me during 8th grade, but my eyes were looking for her. I unpacked the box and gave the first sweet to her and told her that I had scored the top score for our school in her subject. I'm pretty sure she would have told the other teachers too that I might not even pass the exam because everyone there had a shocked and confused face. She turned red in embarrassment and kept repressing her anger while congratulating me. Well, it was clearly evident. Man, the satisfaction I felt looking at her in this state. She couldn't do anything in retaliation, as this would be my last visit to campus and I had won it. It was worth all the effort of the last 2 years. She had ruined my self-esteem, and so it felt darn good to leave the room having my head high for the first time in a while. So yeah, that's my revenge story. And this story is posted by u/pinkrose984. I boxed my cousin in so he couldn't leave on time. This petty revenge story is short and sweet. Background. First, I live with my in-laws and we have a specific way we park the cars in front of the house. My mother-in-law gets the driveway. My car gets the next best spot, which is in front of the front yard fence, closest to the gate, and then my husband's broken down car next to it. No one gets mad if this order is switched around as long as my mother-in-law has her car in the driveway. My husband's cousin has parked in my place before when I was at work and or out doing errands. I've never minded it because when he leaves and I go do something the next day, I just park in my spot when I come back. So, my husband's cousin, HC, came for a visit this weekend to come to hang out with my husband and I, along with his family who live in the same town. Both my husband and I work at a local gas station in town, and I worked there this morning, 6/1/2020, as the morning shift. After finishing my shift, I was pretty tired because I didn't get a good night's rest the night before, and it had been somewhat busy. I live in a rural area, so sometimes it's slow, sometimes insanely busy. I drive home and see that my HC has parked in my spot. I slowed down as I was about to park on the other side of the broken down car when some playful or petty revenge came to mind. I knew my cousin would take it well as I boxed him in by parking directly behind him. I had to be careful to make sure that my car door didn't hit the back of his car. HC's car is brand new, or I don't think he'd care about any dents I would have accidentally put into it, before locking the doors and coming inside. My plan was in motion. I acted cool and casual, greeting everyone like I normally did when I got home before retreating to my room for some well-needed mental rest from socializing. I'm introverted. I chill on my computer, watching different things, eating some lunch that was left over. I hear my husband and HC laughing and playing video games in the living room. In general, having a good time. My father-in-law comes home about an hour later. I have my headphones on, jamming to music when he comes up to the doorway. He leans in smiling. I cussed him out for parking in your spot, pinkrose984, FIL said. I laughed and let it go before my heart raced. Was my plan ruined? I walked over to my FIL, who was now in his room, on the opposite side of where the living room is. You didn't tell HC, did you? I asked. That I boxed him in? No, I cussed him out and he didn't say that you already did, so I didn't say anything. I grinned at him. Perfect. Good. I'm glad you didn't give my plan away. We both laugh as I retreat to my room. The time came. 2 hours had passed since I had parked directly behind HC. He came to my room telling me, I'm leaving now, pinkrose984. Just wanted to say goodbye. He lives 3.5 hours away from where we live. I reply, good luck leaving HC. He gives me an unknowing smile while he shrugs. My husband gives HC a hug and I do too. He waves to us once again as he opens the door. Goodbye, husband, and pinkrose984, he repeats. Good luck leaving, I repeat. I laugh maniacally after the door closes. I wait for only 10 seconds before HC comes back in. Pinkrose984, can you please move your car? I told you good luck leaving, I laughed as I went to get my shoes. He laughed and mumbled something I couldn't hear over the large fan I have in my room to keep me cool. I got my shoes on and got my car keys. While I climbed into my car, I said, "I got you good, didn't I?" "You did," HC laughed. I pulled out of his way and he went on his way. I parked back into my spot feeling victorious. It'll be a good inside joke between us now. And this story is posted by u/xstagencyx, the hidden AC remote. Not my story, but my mom's. You guys need some context first though. My mom's a really sweet woman, really caring with a bubbly personality. She is really fun to be with and her boss loves her for it. She's always helping him with stuff and making coffee for both of them. They joke and make fun of each other. He says she's more his mom than mine. They're good friends. This friendship between my mom and her boss makes the woman of the office fume because he likes her more than he likes them. She calls the three of them the Vipers because they're snakes. So, on to the story. Most of my mom's co-workers have been working from home, but because of her role in the company, she has to go. She's been working in the Vipers' office because it's always empty and quiet and lets her do her job peacefully while taking care of herself. Also, it's one of the few offices with AC. 2 days ago, she went to have lunch, and when she came back, she was going to turn the AC on, but the remote was nowhere to be seen. Now guys, my mom's the kind of person who hates heat, always with the window open, or fan on, or the AC running. So when she started looking for the remote and didn't find it, she started to get upset. An hour or so goes by, and the cleaning lady finds the remote, hidden under and behind some stuff under a desk, in a different office. So she goes to my mom asking if that's what she was looking for, and she says yes. So the lady tells her where she found it. My mom was enraged, but didn't say anything. She just turned the AC on and kept working. When one of the Vipers walked by and saw that the AC was running, she looked confused. They had done it. That look was enough for my mom to know it was them. They're snide and they always try to make her feel bad. But like, who does that? Hiding a remote? Just to spite someone? Come on. So what did my mom do? She brought the remote home with her. She didn't have to go to the office yesterday, but she got plenty of texts of her boss telling her how the Vipers were going around looking for the remote. I might add that yesterday was a particularly hot day. They had to sit in the hot office all day while my mom and I laughed reading the texts and watching TV. She's awesome, guys. These were 4 great stories, so we definitely thank you for listening, and do us a huge favor, comment, like, share, and definitely subscribe for sure so you'll be able to get more of the reminders for new videos that come out in the future. Have yourselves an incredible day. This has been TNA Top Notch Audio.